This is another Shakur Stevenson film study. Now, Shakur Stevenson might be the error, but this fight showed why elite is more than highlight reels. Against Josh Padley, a fearless opponent with nothing to lose, Shakur had to abandon pure safety and transition identity, from slick technician to controlled aggressor. That shift opened counter windows, but his IQ held. By round 9, disciplined head-to-body traps broke Padley, and the bodywork forced the stoppage. Let's talk about it. Padley does some subtle body feints and throws a jab that misses. Shakur is in a southpaw position, hands high. He is watching everything. Shakur throws a right jab to the head and then a straight left to the body. The head shot sets up the body shot. This is an ideal way to land the body shot, setting up with the head shot. Shakur then measures with the right jab. And Padley steps in with a straight right to the chest. Shakur reads the play and tries a counter right hook. Remember, the right hook from the southpaw stance has a shorter trajectory. They return to mid-range and Padley steps to his left, changing the angle. Shakur feints with the right and lands a straight left on the chin. The feint disrupts Padley's defense as he mistimes a counter. Shakur is showing his boxing pedigree and boxing IQ. Padley's left foot is inside Shakur's right foot. This creates an angle and Padley throws a jab. Shakur does a right tap to draw a reaction. Padley tries and misses a counter looping left. Look at the feet position of both boxers. It's important. Padley then does a body feint and then raises his gloves. Shakur throws a quick jab again. The feet position is important here. Shakur measures with the right jab, obscuring Padley's vision, and then he throws a straight left. Shakur throws a straight left through the target. Shakur then throws a big left hook and avoids the counter body shot. Shakur throws the big left, dipping to his right as opposed to loading up, dipping to his left. Also, the trajectory of the punch was below the waist. This is intelligent boxing. Now Padley feints with the left and throws a straight right to the body. This is a good strategy from Josh Padley. If you want to hit the body, feint to the head first. This creates a distraction. Shakur then initiates close contact, putting his head on Padley's chest. This minimizes him as a target. As Shakur does this, he pushes Padley back, creating a dominant position. Padley tries a left hook and Shakur throws a counter right hook. Shakur's southpaw stance creates an interesting angle here. Padley now goes to the outside range, stepping to his left, changing the angle. Shakur throws a slapping right hook, quick right jab, and then a straight left to the body. This is great boxing. 2 deflections to the head, and then this sets up the body shot. Shakur then follows up with a short right hook and left uppercut to the head, and then steps out of range. The head shots set up the body shot, and the body shot sets up the head shots. This is boxing IQ. They are now both in range. Shakur has his weight on his left, but throws a right hook to the body. This positioning makes the body shot unconventional. Shakur then throws a left hook to the head and a double right hook to the body. Again, Shakur is setting traps. When he wants to hit the body, he will hit the head first. Shakur goes to throw another body shot but pulls the punch when Padley is stepping back. Padley then makes a gesture. Shakur advances forward again in the southpaw position. Shakur then throws a slapping right hook to the head and then a straight left right hook to the body, and then tries a big left to the head. This was a complex combination of head, body, and then back to the head. Padley goes back to the ropes and his psychology looks different. Shakur advances and feints with the right hand. He then throws a hard straight left and a double right hook to the head. This is an example of boxing at an elite level. Okay, so I just want to give some final observations, and first, just briefly go over the context. So this fight took place in the venue Kingdom Arena on February 2025, and it was part of the Rider Season boxing card. And this arena, I think it was an estimated 12 to 15,000 in attendance. And Shakur was defending the WBC title. The WBC title is a prestigious title. And the general narrative was that Padley was outclassed, but he showed mental toughness. Now, some say that it's the Shakur Stevenson era, which leads to the question, we know Shakur Stevenson's good, but is he that good? If he's that good, does that make him elite? And then that leads to other questions like, what makes an elite fighter? This, respectively speaking, Josh Padley was not. He was not elite competition, but it was a fight of exposure. And his opponent had nothing to lose, but everything to gain. And that by itself is dangerous. And always remember this. And I believe that there's always a risk. There's always a risk in life. You can't reduce risk. You can't eliminate risk, but you can reduce it. So this fight did have a risk, but it didn't have a large risk. But that risk was everything to lose and minimal to gain. And it was, when we talked about that little bit to gain from a Shakur Stevenson perspective, it was an opportunity to build the brand and open up to a global audience due to the broadcasting. Now, this fight, of course, ended in a stoppage in round 9. And Shakur, the interesting thing here was the transition. He had to adapt his identity. So it was an identity to transition from boxer to aggressive boxer. He had to go through the gears, or he decided to go through the gears, which opened himself up potentially to counter opportunities. And that stoppage eventually came due to the great body work. Now, it's important to realize here it's hard for a defensive-minded boxer to become offensive-minded because boxers have identities. But Shakur Stevenson did make the gradual transition. He did do that. Now, as I watched this fight, I actually looked at some of the YouTube comments, and there was some interesting observations there. The first one was that one person commented that Shakur's strength is his composure, and I agree. He maintains his composure even when he attacks aggressively. It's controlled, so I agree with that premise. And also there was this other narrative, or this other comment about hand issues that I was actually unfamiliar with. To specify, the comment was that Shakur had hand injuries. But despite having hand injuries, they asserted that he looked sharp, stayed in the pocket, and had more volume, had more punch volume than before. It's important to recognize that many great fighters had hand problems. What comes to mind is the great Joe Calzaghe and, of course, the great Floyd Mayweather. Those boxers adapted their punch philosophy. So they adapted their punch philosophy to embrace this disposition, I hope that's the right word, of having those hand issues. So what can we say? What can we say in concluding this? Well, Shakur is either elite or is becoming elite. And I would say that it's great watching his journey and observing his technique, observing the nuances and observing the mastery. So that's the end of the video. I'm trying to build a digital boxing community, and I'm interested in your comments, I'm interested in your questions, and I'm interested in your observations. Now, if you want to support the channel, that's simple. Simply like and subscribe. And if you want to watch more content, simply click here or click here. As stated previously, thanks for your time. It is much appreciated. Peace.